Let's explore MongoDB Analytics in Knowi. First, we need to connect Mongo as a data source. So click on New Data Source, and then we'll select MongoDB. This is where we can enter our credentials in order to have the live connection to Mongo. We also have MongoDB Atlas as a connection option. If you enable the writable destination, you can actually write the output of queries back into Mongo. Let's test the connection and start querying. Next, we're taken to the query builder. In this space, you can write queries that pull data from Mongo, connect it to data stored in other data sources, and complete all the necessary transformations. In the quick search, you can see all the collections you have access to, as well as the field names that live within them, including nested fields. You can drag and drop a field into the metrics section, and then head over to the editor tab to see that Mongo query being written for you. You can also select a collection from the drop-down menu. The metrics section will then be filtered for fields in that collection. Let's select campaign name, conversions, and group by campaign name. Let's then apply the sum operations to the conversions. If we move to the editor tab, you'll see the entire query that was written for you. We can then preview to see the output of that transformation. Existing Mongo queries can also be copied and pasted into the editor section. No need to reinvent the wheel in Knowi. Here, let's pull the entire sending activity collection. If you prefer writing in SQL, we can use the Cloud9QL transformation section to add SQL code that will be applied after the Mongo query. Here we're selecting the sum of conversions as conversions and the campaign name and grouping by the campaign name. We can then preview this query to see the transform table. So let's say we want to pull everything from the collection sending activity. And we actually want to join that data to data stored in another database, let's say our MySQL database. So there we have a customer table that has location information. We can set up that join to be an inner join between the customer fields in both tables. So as we can see in the Mongo part of the query, our left table has the field customer here. And then we're joining it to our right table, which also has the customer field. So now we can even transform the output of the join tables using SQL again. So we'll select all where currency equals US dollars, just as an example. And then when we preview, we're seeing the final join table with the transformation applied at the end. In the final preview, there's also space to do additional transformations using the drag and drop builder. Next, we get to pick our data strategy. A direct query will execute these queries every time the data is loaded with an optional cache. Run once lets your queries be run on demand and stored in the Knowi data warehouse. You can also use a custom store, which will allow you to save the output back into Mongo. Select scheduled intervals if you want the queries to be run on a scheduled basis, and you can also use a custom store here or enable skip if connected query is running. Now we can create and run our query. The output of this query is a data set that can be used in multiple data visualizations. So let's head to create a new dashboard and name it Customer Analytics. From here, we can drag the widget we just created, that new Customer Analytics data set, and now we can transform the data. So let's ask for total sent by customer weekly. And that will transform our data, and now we can head over and pick a visualization type. Stacked area chart will work. And from here, we can see just how quickly we can get from a data source connection to actual insights using Knowi's Mongo connector.